Okay, so hello everybody, welcome. My name is Dr. Michael Berlin, and for 30 years I've been helping people transform stress from their bodies and their lives. Okay, I do a unique form of body work called network spinal analysis. It's highly advanced neurological and energy work that clears stress patterns from the nervous system, right? So we can get the anchors out of your body. I'm a trained life coach and I'm a peer facilitator, which stands for Primary Emotional Energy Recovery. Right? And like I said, for 30 years, I've been helping people transform stress from their bodies and their lives. And today, I'm going to talk about a really great topic, which is key, right? If you want to transform stress and conflict in your life forever, right? Which is what we help people do, so that they can live with deep inner peace, love, connection, and passionate authenticity. And so completely loving and forgiving yourself is one of the major tools, right, to being able to live, as we say, live in peace as the miracle that you already are, right, and knowing that. So let me tell you a little story. So when I was young, emotions were not okay in my family when I was growing up. Okay, my dad was very uncomfortable with emotions. My mother would get upset. And so I was not allowed to feel emotions, right? But because I'm a normal human being, I have emotions and I feel emotions. And I'm a very passionate person. So I would feel a lot of emotions all the time: sadness, happiness, gladness, what do you call it? Anger, and and because I would feel these things, my parents told me I was wrong and I was bad and I shouldn't be doing that. I mean, my dad even, used to have all the kids calm down. They had to calm down before we could open our Christmas presents. Okay, like emotions were not to be expressed. They were wrong and bad if you did. But like I said, I had normal emotions. And so I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought, I was broken and something was wrong with me. And I used to blame myself all the time for having these bad things that I wasn't supposed to have. And I would shame myself and judge myself and punish myself because I was feeling emotions. Until I learned, okay, at some point, all right, that emotions are actually blessed. They're normal. Okay, they're normal for all of us to feel, and they're actually blessed and healthy because in a vibrational universe, right? The universe is vibrational. In a vibrational universe, right? Emotions have a lot of vibration and they communicate with ourselves. They communicate with others. They communicate with all of life. Things feel the vibrations, positive and negative, right? And so we communicate with the life around us through lots of things, but emotions are very powerful and actually talks with the wisdom of creation, right? And that's why they're blessed, right? They say one of the keys to manifestation is to put emotion behind it. Emotion, emotion, energy in motion. But growing up, right, I thought there was something wrong with me. So I learned to love and forgive myself for that and everything else. And we're going to go through why. So, why you should love and forgive yourself, or it's really the right thing to do, is because, first of all, if you're on this webinar, right, if you're here, right, and seeking love and forgiveness, then you already understand love and forgiveness. Okay. And what you understand, okay, is who you are. You can't want something or want to attract anything that you are not. Okay. We don't, right? We don't really manifest what we want in life, right? We manifest who we are. We attract who we are in totality, right? Not just our thoughts, not just our conscious thoughts, but our subconscious and what our cells are vibrating. So, and it's just like if there was 100 people listening to a speaker, right, on stage, and some speakers talking, and then you asked 100 people what they heard, right, you'll get a lot of different opinions. Now, the guy said one thing, it was one message, it was the same message for everybody. But based on our own filters in our mind, what we're ready to hear, what we want to hear, what we can hear and understand, we will take in and observe. So just the mere fact, okay, that you're here on this webinar and wanting to learn about love and forgiveness means that you understand love and forgiveness and means that it is part of who you are. Okay, so that's number one, why to love and forgive yourself. Okay, number two, right, the reason to love and forgive yourself, right, the second reason to love and forgive yourself is because it's not your fault. Okay, no matter what you did, and just hear me out with this, right? No matter what you did, it's really ultimately not your fault, right? So let me tell you a story, right? So our parents were supposed to teach us about life, right? When we're growing up, they're supposed to teach us. They were supposed to teach us through infancy, childhood, adolescence, and adulthood, young adulthood. They were supposed to teach us how to be more and more self-reliant, right? Independent, mature, healthy adults, and appropriate. And that's what they were supposed to teach us to do, to be that way. But most parents, okay, were unskilled about how to really raise little healthy human beings, okay, and didn't know how to raise healthy adult people, right? And so most parents used an autocratic style of parenting. Now, what that means is that they had authority over you, okay, that they had authority and power over you, right? Now, in the beginning, right, when we're infants, yeah, they have more control, right? They're taking care of our food, even our going to the bathroom, right, all our needs. But again, as we grow, they're supposed to teach us how to be more self-sufficient and appropriate in life. But they maintain that control because they think they're in control, and they were probably taught by their own parents how to do this, right? So it's not their fault either. But and they control us, and they think they have power over us throughout our childhood. And what they use, the major tools of the autocratic style of parenting, right, is judgment, right, judgment and punishment. Bad girl, bad boy, right? They're judging us. You know, how could you do that? What's wrong with you? Making us doubt ourselves, okay? Not having independence, not having self-reliance, but relying on mommy or daddy to tell us what to do, what's right, what's not right. They even tell us that we have to listen to authorities at school and everywhere, and in politics or whatever, the policeman. Okay, so, and they use judgment, bad girl, bad boy, and you're going to be punished. So they use judgment and punishment in order to control our behavior. Okay, and so what happens is, and punishment can simply be, right, they may not smack us or put it in the room. Punishment can sometimes be simply withdrawing love and attention, right? We get the silent treatment. They don't talk to us. We can see they're upset, but they're ignoring us. That's a form of punishment. So what they use, but most parents use judgment and punishment to control their children, okay, in this autocratic style. So what happens is our brains learn to rely on outside authorities for what's right and what's not right. Am I a good person or am I a bad person? Am I a good boy or a bad boy? Am I a good girl or am I a bad girl? And so we're constantly looking to authorities because we're trained to do this, of am I good or bad? Okay, we're conditioned this way, right? But we also do that to ourselves, right? Because this is how we learned to determine whether what I'm doing in life is right or not right. Right? So we do it to ourselves, and we do it to everything and everything therefore becomes a struggle for control. Right? It's all in the model of control rather than raising healthy, self-reliant human beings, including ourselves. Okay? And so let me give you an example. So I use the example of spilt milk. right? If I'm a kid and I'm at the dinner table and, my sister says something or I'm talking to people and I accidentally spill the milk. All of a sudden, my mom and dad, oh man, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Stop it. Oh, you are a bad boy, bad boy. Why weren't you looking at what you're doing? Right? They get upset, they get angry, they're judging. Okay. You go to your room, punishment, right? Don't be with us, right? You're not good enough to be with us, or I'm angry at you, so you need to go get punished. And that's generally how things go. Okay. Maybe it's not that harsh, but it's generally how things go, right? And so what happens is they judged us. I was guilty, right? And I had to be punished, right? Um, or what would have been more healthy is the milk spills and they go, oh man, oh no. All right, it's okay, honey. It's all right, Michael. Come on, let's just clean it up. Let's get a towel. Let's clean it up. It's okay. I understand. Okay. You need to be more careful. You're a good boy. I love you. It's okay. We're going to clean it up. We'll work together. You need to be more careful though when you're talking to your sister. Just make sure that there's nothing around that can spill. Okay. But it's okay. And we'll fix this and it's fine. Whole different ball game, right? Than most of us get. And they're teaching us in a spirit of love and acceptance. And if that would have happened to us more often, right, we would have learned to do it to ourselves. So the fact that we're guilting ourselves and punishing ourselves, judging ourselves, finding ourselves guilty, right? We have a lot of guilt and punishing ourselves all the time. Okay, like not a good boy, not a good girl, is because we were taught how. It's not your fault. You were just taught to do it. You were trained and conditioned to do that. And society does it too. Okay, society does it to us as well, right? People get punished in school and blah, blah, blah. So this model of control and power over versus cooperation and power with, right? Synergizing. Rather than that, but this pervading in our culture and in our parenting, right? Because it's been passed down from generation to generation. So there's no one to blame. Okay, it's just what is, right? But there is something to learn and how to get out of it, right? Because it's based on false things. And the reason that it's false is because really, if I spilt the milk, does that mean really I am a bad boy? Am I a bad person? Am I shameful? Should I be punished? Is punishment really going to help me feel better about myself and learn how to do it better the next time? Generally not. Okay, so one of the ways to completely love and forgive yourself is to learn that it's not your fault. Okay, we were just taught that way, and to stop doing it to yourself and stop doing it to others, right? And one of the things we need to do is learn to separate the person from the behavior. Okay, and it's a very important skill to learn and what we teach in our coaching programs, right? Just of many skills. So the person, right? I, as a little boy, as a Michael, am a beautiful, loving little boy. I'm smart, I'm happy, I'm cooperative, I like people, I like nature. Okay, who I am is a divine being, a human being. Okay, what I did, my behavior was, I was a little careless. Okay, I was careless and I knocked over the milk where I should have been, maybe it would have been better to be paying more attention or, to my surroundings. So separating the person from the behavior, right? I'm not a bad person because I did it. No, my behavior could have been better, right? What I did could have been a little better, and that needs to be learned. But who I am is always a beautiful child of God. Who I am is pure and love and wonderful. And most of us are. Okay, really, most of us are. Okay. And so it's important to learn how to, when you're judging yourself, to separate who you are from what you did. Okay, because who you are is a beautiful person. You have lots of beautiful qualities, and we teach in our coaching who you are is the core of who you are. Your values and ethics, your deepest values and ethics, which I'll talk about soon, that never changes. right? That never needs to be punished. So who I am and what I did. If I did something that I could have done better, then I can learn about it and I can evaluate my behavior and learn how to do it better. So separating the person from the behavior is a very important skill for us to do for ourselves and others. Okay, but mostly for ourselves to love and forgive ourselves. All right. And just understand that all human beings make mistakes. You will make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. Okay, so you're not alone. We all do it. You're not terminally unique, right? So you can forgive yourself about that too. Don't judge yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. We are all unique in very specific ways, but we're all very similar too. We all have the same wants and needs, okay? And we all make mistakes. And really, except for real mental illness and sociopaths, right? Real mental illness, there are no inherently good or bad people. Okay, I don't see that at all. Really, we're all beautiful. Like I said before, we're all little beautiful spirits. Okay, hearts and minds, hearts and souls. We're just different, right? And I may not like what you like. I may not want what you want, right? So we're different, and I may have different sensibilities. I use an example of in Brazil, it's commonplace for a woman to, or for anybody as they're walking down the street, to blow their nose like this, okay, and just let it rip. Okay, an American walking by would go, "Oh, that's disgusting. What is she or he, he or she doing? That's gross. Ugh, that person is disgusting." And, whatever, they should be told so, right? Punishment and control and judgment. But to a Brazilian, it's normal. It's fine. It's beautiful. Okay, so we're all different. Right? But we're all beautiful on the inside, and our behaviors are different. And really, it's just a matter of what I want and what I don't want as far as the behavior is concerned. And so, when you're able to love and forgive yourself, okay, then you will truly be able to let go, because it's the shame, it's the guilt, it's the fear, right, that accumulates in the back of our mind because we're not sure about who we are, because no one ever separated the person from the behavior. And we mix those up in ourselves and others. And so I don't know if I'm a good guy or a bad guy. Am I a good boy or a bad boy? Am I a good? And it's unsure. So if we're shaming and judging ourselves and guilting ourselves, okay, it's because we're mixing up, we're forgetting who we are. Or maybe we don't even know who we are yet, but we need to find the truth of who we are, okay, which is what we help people to do, so we can separate the person from the behavior. Okay, and once we do, we can truly let go of every mistake we ever make, okay, because we understand it's a learning opportunity. Okay, so I'm going pretty fast through this, but I want to take questions later. But this is the, you're getting the real juice. Okay, so remember, it's not your fault, right? Don't punish yourself, just learn. Okay, all people make mistakes. All right. The other reason of why to forgive yourself, completely love and forgive yourself, is because in every situation, we always do the best we can with what we have. Okay, with the information that I have, with the information that I got right now, I'm making the best decision that I can. And so I'm always doing my best. And again, I may not be perfect, because none of us are. Okay, I say that we're imperfectly perfect in this universe, right? And we're growing and learning all the time. So none of us are done. Okay, we're constantly growing and learning. That means we'll make mistakes and learn from it and change and be better. We'll improve. Okay, so I do the best I can with the information and what's presented to me. And if I make a mistake, I can always clean it up, right? Doesn't mean I'm a bad person. Doesn't mean I should be guilted, shamed, or punished. Just means, all right, I'm driving this point home because I want you to really see it. I want your brains to really wrap around this. There is never a reason, okay, to punish yourself, to judge yourself or punish yourself or anybody else, right? It only makes things worse, right? It only causes more and more stress and conflict for yourself and for others, and in life, in our society, right? Rather, we need to learn to separate the person from the behavior, right? And learn the truth of who we are and how to always come from that place. Okay. So we did the best we could, and we can always change and grow. All right. Great. Lastly, the reason to love and forgive yourself, right, is because God, Spirit, Yahweh, okay, whatever you believe it is, forgives you already. Okay, we are children of God and you are already forgiven. It says in the Bible, all you need to do, we are sinners, right? And the only thing we need to do to be completely forgiven is to turn towards God. That's it. Just put our focus on God and we are forgiven. And what I've learned over time, okay, is that what that truly means is what I'm saying. That if I remember that I am a spark of divinity, which I am, which we all are, right, and I'm a children of God, I'm a child of God, then recognizing who I am and really truly knowing who I am, which we teach people to do, the core of you, who you really are, that never changes. And always remember that. Well, then the rest of life, then I know that I'm already forgiven, and the rest of life is only learning and growing. And if I forget, I need to remember who I am, okay, and who I truly am, my eternal self, is connected to God and others and all life. So it's bringing our focus back to that. And we teach people in our coaching programs, online and private coaching, how to reconnect with that, even when we're triggered, even in the worst of times, how to truly stay connected with our eternal self, right? So that we can dwell in the house of the Lord, right? And learn and grow as human beings. And as we ramp that up, enjoy passionate authenticity and enjoy your life and manifest truth, all right? Truth that's true to you and what you want. Okay. And so, right. So I hope this was valuable. I gave you the real, the real nuts and bolts, all right, very quickly, but the nuts and bolts of what it is and why it is. All right. Again, it's not your fault. You did your best. Who you are is always beautiful. What you did, okay, may need some improvement. All right. But judgment and punishment, all right, won't work. Right? Control never works with living things. You can't control a river, right? Right? What works is love and understanding, teaching, growing, asking for help. Ah, now, okay, we're becoming a better person and we're evolving. So those are some of the reasons to love and forgive yourself. You're already forgiven, right? The only reason why we're not is because we were trained not to forgive ourselves and we're trying to control ourselves. Okay, so that's my talk today, right? You can always find out more from, let's take questions first and then I'll talk to you about an upcoming event that I'm having and also how to get in contact with us. All right, so what questions do you guys have? Just please unmute yourself and I'd love to answer any questions about yourself, how to apply this, any thoughts, comments. Floor is open.
Dr. Mike, I do want to ask, you said that, with kids and, if they spill something or whatever, you mustn't really shout at them or take it out on them. But, I feel that if you don't, I just want to hear your thoughts. I feel that, nowadays parents don't discipline their children when they do something wrong. What is the right way to approach a situation like that with not, I know you said that you have to, but then if you're also soft on them or you go easy on them, not necessary in the spilling milk part, because that is something that anyone can do. And being an adult, you can do that as well. But I'm talking about, with bigger things that children do, like what is a best way to approach discipline with not creating that conflict as such?
Great question. No, it's great. And it's a matter of, my opinion is it's a matter of being honest. Okay, in the perspective that we're talking about, right? So, and it's being honest. So if a child is like, said, Johnny, don't pull her hair, right? It's not nice, Johnny, it's not nice to pull someone's hair, it doesn't make her feel good. And he pulls the hair again. Johnny, I mean it. It's not okay. We can't do that. Right? He does it again. Said, Johnny, I'm going to pull you away. Come here. Okay. I need to talk to you. All right. Would it help? Does it, and then somehow you talk to the child to teach them it's not the right thing, whatever needs to be done, but without shaming them. You see what I'm saying? Without shaming them or guilting them and making them feel like a bad person. Okay. So what I do with my adult friends, right, in an adult way, and it's similar, how to do it with kids, is, with my adult friends, I'll say, I don't like that. Stop. Ouch. I'm sorry, that doesn't feel good to me. Please stop doing that. Well, I don't want to stop doing it. It's a matter of giving boundaries, like, look, I love you, I love you. I think you're a great person. You're my best friend. I love you and I think you're great. But I don't want that behavior in my life. That doesn't work for me. Because you see what I'm saying? So same thing with a child. It would be, Johnny, I love you, okay, and you're a great guy, all right, but I don't understand why you're pulling their hair. Why are you pulling hair? Well, she did this to me. All right, well, pulling hair is not right. What you should do is talk to her. Tell her how you feel. Or it's got to be age specific. It's got to be age appropriate, right? Maybe the mom will talk to the mom.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. What did you do? Go to your room, because the child doesn't learn anything except to punish themselves. Right? To feel guilty and punish themselves.
Yeah.
So it's always a matter of, what do I want to teach this child? What do I want to teach myself? What do I want to teach the adults in my life in this moment? And it's not that I'm teaching when it's adult to adult. It's more because it's teaching children, right? Because that's a parent's job. But with adult to adult, it's less teaching. It's more, what do I want to share? What do I want to impart? You follow what I'm saying? What do I want? What I don't want, so that I'm clear.
Yeah.
So I can have an equal relationship.
Okay. Yeah, I got that.
Does that help? Do you have a question about?
No, that helps. That's kind of like, I just wanted to know your thoughts on that, but that does help.
So what would you do, okay, if a child is doing something? Do you have an example of the child doing something that you don't think is right, and you're in charge of that child?
No, because as kids, if we did something wrong, we were always either given a hiding or, most of the time we would either be screamed at or given a hiding. And, that, like, I know, my mom always says that if you don't give the child a hiding, or, that's what she feels, is that if you don't give the children a hiding so that they know that they're wrong, they're never going to learn.
Right.
And that's what she did with us.
Right. So they need to learn consequences.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They need to learn consequences. And sometimes the consequences aren't as a parent. So like if Johnny pulled the girl's hair, right? The girl starts screaming or crying, right?
Yeah.
The child's going to know that mom's mad. The child's going to be pulled away from that interaction. You can't play with that girl, or you can't. You're not going to be able to interact with that girl. So there are consequences, and down the road, the girl might, not want to play with him, or be or act mean to him. And so it's a matter of teaching those, that there's a law of cause and effect, that there's consequences in a way that doesn't shame, guilt, or have the child or yourself, right? Because we're talking about adults now too, in a way that doesn't have the child feel bad about themselves, like they're bad. Separate the person from the behavior. Your behavior was wrong. You're that's not like you. you're a beautiful person. Why did you pull the hair? Depending, let's just say the kid's older,
Mhm.
right? And they can talk about it, right? Why did you do that? Well, I didn't like it. Well, is that an appropriate way to interact with somebody? I don't know. I didn't know what else to do because she was being mean to me and I wanted her to stop. Well, the
Yeah.
thing to do is you tell her, I'm sorry, this is making me feel really bad. Please stop.
Mhm.
Well, what if she doesn't stop? Well, then you say it louder,
Yeah.
and tell her that you really mean it and that you're not kidding.
Mhm.
And if she still doesn't stop, you can walk away and go tell the teacher,
Yeah.
that so and so won't stop and get some help.
Okay.
Those would be the right ways to do it. You see,
Okay.
we're teaching about the behavior versus
Versus the. Okay.
shaming, blaming, guilting,
Mhm.
creating fear. My dad used to, if I was doing something he didn't like or didn't want, he used to yell at the top of his lungs to actually scare me to death so I would get rigid and stop.
Mhm.
But now I have PTSD when people yell.
Mhm.
I get incredibly scared because that's what my nervous system learned.
Yeah.
And then I was so it's practice, right? All this is practice. We've practiced a lot of the wrong ways that cause us a lot of stress and conflict in our lives because we just practiced it over and over and over in our lives.
Mhm.
Now it's a matter of understanding, learning, and practicing a new way.
Yeah.
And what does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Right? Do you see
Okay.
the
That's
benefit or
very
no?
No, I did definitely. That's very helpful because
Great.
there's always a conflict with that, but that helped a lot.
Yeah. And then the hard part too for a lot of parents is I have my own emotions, right? The milk goes all over my new carpet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but being emotionally honest is, oh boy, oh no, oh gosh, I'm sorry, Johnny, it's not you. I'm all right, it's okay. I'm recognizing that I'm upset because of my new carpet and it's so disappointing, right?
Yeah.
But to take it out on my child would be unfair, unkind, and cruel. Does that make sense?
It does. It
So it's
definitely does.
practicing being true.
Yeah,
The truth shall set us free.
that's very true.
And then when we do, we live a life of peace,
Mhm.
life of love, life of intimacy, a life of connection with God and others and ourselves.
Yeah.
We live the miracle that we are.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's wonderful to be able to do that and let go of things in the moment
Mhm.
because we're not carrying around the hurt, guilt, anger, shame, and fear.
Yeah. Definitely is easier to let it go than to hold on.
Big time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Carol, any questions, thoughts, anything?
No, Mike, actually, not really, unless you have any questions for us.
Well, that would be great. So, Carol, what did you get? What did you gain from this talk today?
Um, to kind of reframe anger, and come from a more loving place. The effect of unconsciousness, on children, and how it's carried with them throughout their whole lives. And just the connection to a higher source when things get challenging, whatever that source is for you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
great, great. And what we do in our programs, what we help people to do is to recognize and connect with the higher source in you. Okay, because it's important, right? Some people, I've helped a lot of people in my life, and there are some people who are very spiritually oriented, right? Who try to connect with a higher source all the time and try to connect with a higher vibration and try to connect with, again, something outside of themselves and don't really embody it. They don't embody it. So it's important because in the Bible it says, okay, that we are all one. Okay, the great commandment is to love God with all thy heart. Okay, love yourself with all thy heart, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. Right? So and we are one. So a practical spirituality, a living spirituality where I can live free to be me and love myself and forgive myself and others and be passionate and share myself and be vulnerable is about me, but not just me, because that can go into ego. It's a we. I am always a we. So my consciousness is always on me, God, and the other person and all, the other lives around me. That's the focus. That's connecting to a higher source. But it starts by knowing my connection, and then I'm already connected.
Knowing your connection, Michael, to what?
To my infinite self.
To your infinite self.
To my infinite self, different than your infinite self.
Actually, I don't, what does that mean?
That's a great question. Great. And we do that in another talk. No, I'm kidding.
Because we don't have infinite time.
right, exactly. But we do it in other talks, but it's a great question. My infinite self is this. How do I know my infinite self? Okay, because my infinite self is what's deeply important to me. Okay, so, and what I do with my clients is I have them really get in touch with that and write it down. You got to write a list down when you find something that lights up your heart and soul, that activates your heart and soul. Deeply important to me. When you find that thing, write it down. And then you'll make a list. And then what happens is you'll find that certain things on those lists are more important than other things. And then some of those things on those lists never change. And you realize that you've centered your whole life around those things. That's who you came down in this world to be. That is your soul's mission.
And if you're lucky, you're doing that as your career.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is your eternal self. So I have my list. Where's my list? I thought it was right here, actually, but, I am love. I am courage. I am faith. I am intimacy. I am fun. There might be a few more on those lists. I got to look. But these are things that are always, always deeply important to me. And we teach our clients to always say it as I am, because God said his name is I am. Okay, why would God say his name is I am? Because when we speak God's name, you say I am, because we are one. And then all these classes are about how to connect to the truth of who we truly are and live it practically in our lives every day, every moment. To live the great.
Would you be open to sharing what your intention is for the day workshop?
Yeah. So thank you, Carol. It's a great segue, and then we'll end it up. But we have our day workshop coming up, right, on December 12th. And the day workshop is to teach the 5 skills, okay, that are necessary, the 5 essential hidden skills that are necessary to live as a spiritual being having a human experience, to live free, to live the truth of who you are in every moment of your life, and totally transform stress and conflict into deep inner peace, love, connection, and passionate authenticity. That's what the one day will do. Okay. And so, what it will do in that one day is when we learn these 5 things, okay, then we're going to learn them in a way that's more experiential, right? That's why I want to be together with people. And so, you're going to be able to see. So, anybody who has a problem with one of them or trouble working through something, we're going to work them through with emotional release work or whatever needs to happen, right? So that everybody can have an experience of breaking through. That's why I'm only taking 15 people, and we only have a certain, and I want to do it live because it's harder to do on a Zoom call, right? So it's like an immersion experience where we're teaching all these 5 things together and how to put them together. And then when you see them together, you start to make connections. We go, oh, and then what order to put them in when we're triggered. Follow? So my intention with the one day workshop is to really create a practical application so you can start using the tools. Right? It's one thing to tell you, oh, this is a wrench, this is how a wrench works, look, this is a cool wrench, right? And you use it on a plumbing thing like this. Versus you come live and you get to use the wrench. Right? You go, oh, wait, oh, but it's a little difficult. Oh, if I hold it like this, now I know really how to use this. That's the difference in a live event.
Okay.
So we're doing that. It's going to be great, 10 to 3. If you want to find out more, please go to, let's see, where are we sending them to, Janine? Where are we sending them now? Do you remember?
Hang on, I'll tell you now.
I think it's, so to find out more about.
To register?
To register, it's,
so to register is www.drmikeberlin.com and then /register.
Okay, /register. That's great. And if you want to find out more, so you can find out more about the course there. If you want to find out more about me, go to Dr. Mike Berlin, drmikeberlin.com /peace. Right, you can get a 3-part video there on blame, and then you'll get our emails and you'll find out more about things too. So, great. Any other thoughts, questions, anything?
Michael, can you just repeat that? If you could just repeat that last website, drmikeberlin.peace. What?
Yeah. Dr. Mike Berlin, drmikeberlin.com. That's my website /peace, PEACE.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So you can download my 3-part free 3-part video on how to stop blaming, or actually it's the one breakthrough key, which is to stop blaming.
And Michael, thank you. Can you talk, just as we conclude, can you talk a little bit about the coaching sessions, just a little more clarity, what's going on with them?
So we do group coaching and private coaching, right? So the group coaching is a group, and generally I take 10 people on the group, okay? And the group coaching, we teach each module and apply it to their lives in the group. Okay, each module is each of the 5 things. So it's okay, so we teach one of them in each class, right? And apply it to people's lives. Take questions, apply it, specifically to, well, this is what happened with my brother, this is what happened with my spouse, right? And we apply it. And we take it, and so we go wherever it needs to go. Some people have to go really deep. And again, in order to love and forgive myself, right? In a coaching session, I might not get it. No way. I am wrong. I'm guilty. I shouldn't have done it. And we have to work them through so they can really get what it means. Cool. right? And sometimes when people can't really access it, I don't know, I can't think. I don't know, I can't think. We have to do the anger dance, okay, or the sadness dance, which means really getting my body and my emotions and my energy into the emotion of it so that they can start moving. And once that starts moving, okay, now I start to get a little more clarity on what's holding me back from loving and forgiving myself. So we take it where it needs to go. So that's group coaching, where we focus on one of those things. Private coaching, okay, is for those people who want to take a certain topic really deep. Like I get a lot of people who like emotional eating, emotional binge eating, and they want to stop that. And we get them we drill down, okay, using these skills, we drill down, okay, on what happened, all right, in their subconscious, clearing out the subconscious mind, okay, finding out what's in there, bringing it all to the light, okay, and then having them make choices that are true to their eternal self. Right?
So you're using the 5 skills as the common denominator in all the programs?
It's the 5 things are the hidden keys of how to get free and stay free. That's what I found through 30 years of working. You only need to master 5 skills.
Okay.
But to access them, because I know you like emotional release work and stuff.
Yep.
To access them, like I said, we have to connect to all parts of us. The truth of who I am, Carol, right, is what we need to connect to. But the truth of who I am is not only my mental, it's also my emotional, it's also my energetic, it's also my physical. So, and if one part of that is shut down or not running, we need to get that part moving, integrated with the rest of me in a balanced way. Ah.
Yep.
So it's so the coaching is how do I apply these 5 things to my life? We help people apply them, not just know them. You can read them in a book, but that's not going to transform your life.
Right.
You get it? So the coaching is
And is it 5 weeks?
It's actually 12 weeks.
Oh.
So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th week is integrating them all. Okay, because when you're triggered, right, you have to do number 3 first. When something triggers you, you got to start with number 3. And so we teach how to integrate them in the 6th class. And then we go over the cycle again.
Okay.
And so that people really get it. That's the group coaching. Again, private coaching, I mean, you have a problem, we're going to dig it out very quickly. Okay, 5, 10 sessions, you're free. It's very quick. I get therapists, okay, healers who work with me, and they're like, wow, like I've never gone so far so fast, because it's just what I found in my own life, through my own journey of 30 years helping others, but really trying to help myself to be free. I'm just good at that. I boiled it down to what really worked. Out of all the classes and courses and everything I did, thousands and tens of thousands of hours, what really worked? Well, it was really just these 5 things. And they all teach it in some shape, way, or form. But I boiled it down into a practical, usable way. And then how to stay focused on those. And you don't have to meditate all day long in order to stay connected to the infinite. Right? You go to an ashram and they say, well, you have to meditate for 5 hours a day and then read this book. And no, we do it a lot faster. Okay, the reason why you're not connecting is because you're not loving and forgiving yourself. Too much guilt. We got to go after that. Clear that out, and all of a sudden you'll connect.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep,
Makes sense.
got
Great
it.
question. All right, so get in touch with me. You know, we'd love to do the event. We only take 15 people on December 12th, and we already have like a bunch of people who want to come. So, and we're giving a couple specials. So if you want to come with your spouse or significant other, which is great, learn these skills together and practice them together. We give you a discount, right? And some people who their spouse or significant other doesn't want to come or is not into that kind of thing, they can bring their best friend. Okay, you can bring someone else. So, but we just want to serve as many people as we can and really get this out there. Okay.
Thank you.
God
Thanks,
bless you
Dr.
all.
Mike.
Thank you so much. All right. Keep watching the emails and hope to see you soon.
Have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.